Blue skunk feminized flowers offer aromas that give skunk lovers a little something extra with a touch of sweetness and alluring undertones. These seeds will grow into a bushy plant of medium height. It can be grown naturally or by using common training techniques. A distinct advantage of blue skunk feminized seeds is that gardeners will only have the desired, bud-producing females in their garden space. Blue skunk feminized seeds are a cross of blueberry and the combination of Shiva skunk and Hindu Kush. Although these are all indica-dominant strains, the sativa traits are recognizable in the euphoric effects and creative boost. The long spear-like colas are also reminiscent of sativa varieties. The indica influence is clearly witnessed in the plant's compact and bushy nature, but the Hindu Kush cuts through in the flavor, offering undertones of hashish and aniseed. Growth pattern of blue skunk feminized. The growth patterns of blue skunk feminized seeds are predominantly indica morphologies. Thick and sturdy branches reach out from the main stem of the plant. The tight nodal spacing of side branches and the many auxiliary shoots fill the frame with dense and bushy foliage. It will be beneficial to defoliate, but it is also indicative of the many bud sites this plant can produce. Being a feminized strain, growers are on easy street, with no need to waste time growing, and then discovering there are non-budding male plants in the garden. This is an advantage for new growers. Another advantage of blue skunk feminized is the 50 to 55 day flowering time. The quick finishing time leaves less room for error, maintaining balanced nutrient requirements in the soil. Blue skunk feminized grown in optimal conditions can reach 120 to 140 centimeters indoors. For growers in sunny areas, or even mildly cool and occasionally rainy climates, they should see heights near or over 160 centimeters. A lot of the height is the spear-shaped colas, which when harvested can hit impressive numbers. In a monitored indoor environment, yields have been 500 to 550 grams per square meters. Outdoor growers in a good season can harvest 600 grams or higher per plant. Bud formation of the blue skunk feminized plant features an evenly balanced leaf to calyx ratio. Although there may be more leaf to trim, the dense bud formation makes it a breeze to zip up that main stalk with the trimming scissors. Beautiful colors are present on the leaves as the buds mature. Starting as light green foliage, flowers mature to express vibrant purplish expressions that catch the eye. Blue skunk feminized grows well on its own naturally, with a little defoliation. Gardeners looking to maximize yields often apply special training techniques, like SOG, scrog, supercropping, or lollipopping. This strain is suitable for all of the techniques mentioned above. Blue skunk feminized is a robust plant when given the right environment for success. Effect, taste, and smell of blue skunk feminized. The sativa influence over the blue skunk feminized is felt most in the overall effects. The stone sets in immediately with an uplifting, cerebral high that feels like a jolt of happiness cascading through the mind. Artistic types often feel a boost of creativity from the effects. Gently, and without notice, the effects turn to a soothing buzz, radiating the body. The indica heritage takes over from there to offer deep sedation. Blue skunk feminized has a noticeably skunky and pungent floral scent to it while growing. Throughout the curing process, the smell develops individual notes and complementary undertones. The sweet and skunky main nose of the terpene profile are proportioned just right, as to coexist in balance. Beneath the main aromas are refreshing undertones of wild berries and relaxing notes of sandalwood. Blueberry is one of the parental lines in blue skunk feminized, and the taste of fresh blueberries definitely registers on the palate. Complementing the blueberry are flavors representative of the other parents. A subtle earthiness is present in the taste, as well as warm hints of sandalwood. On the back of the tongue, an essence of chocolate and hashish can be detected, along with a faint contribution of aniseed. It is a beautiful and diverse combination that comes together to create a unique profile. Blueberry Zkittlez automatic seeds are a ticket to the flavor train, an ideal plant for new growers to gain confidence with. The flavor-packed taste is enjoyed by all. Notes of berries, grapefruit, oranges, pineapple, and more coat the tastibids and dazzle the senses. The multi-layered flavor profile likely comes from the blueberry and Durban influences, which are half of the genetic background of blueberry Zkittlez automatic. The effects and ability to do well in harsher environments are likely inherited from the Northern Lights number 5 and Skunk Kush, which are the other half of the genetic makeup. At the onset, a gentle euphoric shift takes place. From there, the worries melt away. A fun and easy plant to grow. Its compact nature makes it perfect for indoor tents. Outdoors, she is a hardy plant and can be grown in temperate continental climates. The growth pattern on blueberry Zkittlez automatic. The 60% indica influence is seen in the growth pattern of blueberry Zkittlez automatic. Overall, it is a compact plant, with tight internodal spacing, that can reach a height of 7,100 centimeters indoors. Outdoors, it is not unusual to see plants grow to at least 100 centimeters. Branches on blueberry Zkittlez automatic are sturdy, with bright green foliage during the vegetative stage. The leaves and flowers can take on purple hues beneath the layer of thick, large-headed trichomes during the flowering stage. Blueberry Zkittlez seeds are an automatic variety, which can be a benefit for new growers. Growers will not need to change the light schedule for flowering to begin, as the plant does it automatically. Flowering times are faster than most photoperiod plants, and blueberry Zkittlez automatic is ready for harvest in just 50 to 55 days after flowering begins. Compact, with one central cola and a few well-developed lateral branches, blueberry Zkittlez automatic can yield 450–500 grams per square meters indoors. Outdoors, harvests can reach upwards of 350 grams per plant. No special plant training techniques, such as SOG and SCROG, are needed to grow blueberry Zkittlez automatic successfully. Flower development on blueberry Zkittlez automatic is phenomenal. Easy to see from across the grow room. Big, dense buds fill the compact frame of the plant. Each colorful flower looks like it took a bath in trichomes. Bright orange stigmas decorate the green and purple plant material below. The combination of all these elements gives blueberry Zkittlez massive bag appeal. An easy-to-grow plant, it does very well in the controlled environment of indoor grow spaces. Outdoors, blueberry Zkittlez automatic is able to withstand some cold and rainy conditions commonly found in regions further from the equator. Effects, taste, and smell of blueberry Zkittlez automatic. While blueberry Zkittlez automatic is growing, the smell is subdued. A slightly pungent floral scent arises during the last few weeks of flowering. As the plant is harvested and cured, this smell evolves into a delightful combination of aromas. The immediate impression on the nose is a sweet and fruity odor with a splash of grapefruit, all of which come from the sativa lineage. The indica influence on blueberry Zkittlez automatic is present in the faint undertones of earthiness on the back end of the inhale. Complex, layered, and invigorating are all words used to describe the flavor palette of blueberry Zkittlez automatic. It begins with the taste of sweet berries and grapefruit, before a citrus explosion takes over. Oranges, pineapple, and citrusy lime mojito all make their presence known amongst the concoction of tasty flavors. For an encore, the back end has detectable notes of chocolate, a rare and desired flavor in cannabis. Effects from blueberry Zkittlez automatic are a good hybrid of indica and sativa qualities. Immediately people will experience a light tingling and a gentle euphoric wave of energy spread across the body. Slowly, an all-encompassing body stone takes over. This feeling can calm the mind and body, giving all of our muscles the relaxation that people desire. Critical Runtz feminized develops fiery colored stigmas that contrast with the chunky, olive green buds below. Growers enjoy it for the XL yield of top-shelf flowers. Whether taste or smell is your main priority in selecting cannabis flowers, the individual power of those two profiles makes Critical Runtz feminized a top selection. Outdoor growers will appreciate the hardiness of this strain, which can be grown in temperate and Mediterranean climates. Although Critical Runtz feminized is a compact plant with inherited indica genetics, the sativa influence shows in the final height at harvest. Critical Runtz feminized is a hybrid strain with genetic contributions from Northern Lights number 2, Skunk Kush, Jack Herer, and Durban. The first two strains are indica dominant, and those traits are expressed in the short flowering time, branching, and yield. The sativa influence of Jack Herer and Durban contributes significantly to the flavor, as well as the euphoric onset of effects. Growth pattern of Critical Runtz feminized. The mixed lineage of Critical Runtz feminized shows in the overall plant morphology, which exhibits some finer qualities of both indica and sativa plants. An advantage for growers looking for maximum efficiency of square footage, these seeds are feminized. Gardeners will only have the desired female plants in the garden, whether they grow inside or out. Critical Runtz feminized is a vigorous plant and will quickly grow vertically. Despite the fast growth rate, the internodal spacing remains tight, which creates a bushy plant as the lateral branches grow out and upwards toward the light. The branches are sturdy, but training techniques like scrog help support the heavy budset later. Other cannabis training techniques like sog, supercropping, and lollipopping will also work well with Critical Runtz feminized. Lateral branches toward the top of the plant tend to stay shorter, which leads to a large central cola on the apical meristem. The flowering time of Critical Runtz feminized is 55 to 60 days. The stretch is average after flipping to flower, and plants can increase 1.5 times their vegetational height. With the right conditions indoors, heights of 140 to 180 centimeters can be achieved. Outdoor growers in moderately warm climates with occasional rain can finish with heights above 220 centimeters. Buds of Critical Runtz feminized form into large and dense flowers, adorned with a heavy smattering of trichomes. Swollen bracts crowd together, forming chunky and colorful buds. Hues on the leaf material range from olive green to a deep and eye-catching purple. Stealing your attention are the captivating red and orange stigmas that look like a blanket of fire over the flowers. The excellent news about Critical Runtz feminized is that the profiles and effects are tremendous. To make the news even better, the yields are enormous. In a controlled environment, indoor growers can anticipate dried weights of 550 to 600 grams per square meters. Harvests outdoors can vary depending on the seasons. However, yields near or above 600 grams per plant are not out of the ordinary. Effects, taste, and smell of Critical Runtz feminized. Once again, the hybrid nature of Critical Runtz feminized represents desired traits from both the indica and sativa parental stock. Reminiscent of Jack Herer and Durban, an instantaneous euphoric effect grabs you behind the ears. The uplifting effects surround the conscious thought stream, while the body blissfully relaxes. The NL No. 2, Northern Lights No. 2, and Skunk Kush lend a deep and soothing body stone to the equation, which is fully felt as the initial euphoria dissipates. Flavor is often a highlight for people who have experienced Critical Runtz feminized flowers, and everything about this strain brings a smile to the face. A candy-like sweetness is the first punch to cross the lips. Immediately on its heels are the flavors of zesty citrus and freshly picked berries. Already an enticing combination of freshness, Critical Runtz feminized takes another step further, with an indescribable tropical essence that completes the flavor palette. The aromas of Critical Runtz feminized are well balanced. There are fruity and sweet notes with spicy undertones of dankness. The tropical smelling terpenes take center stage. Notes of zesty citrus and orange peel bolster the uplifting and fresh scents. In the background, sour undertones sit well with the sandalwood accents, and earthy and musky terpenes inhabit the tail end of the profile. During flowering, delicious, sweet floral notes fill the grow room air. Did you know? Critical Runtz feminized is a combination of 4 award-winning strains. The rarer of the Northern Lights genetics, NL No. 2, was used to contribute to the indica lineage. An excellent hybrid representation in effects, profile, and morphology. Purple Cookie Kush feminized takes the hottest GSC genetics and mashes them with a Purple Kush cultivar that was hand-chosen for this project. No corners were cut in creating and selecting the right breeding stock for this fantastic strain. The result is a well-balanced hybrid that retains key qualities from its lineage. The Purple Kush parent of Purple Cookie Kush feminized has a lot to contribute, as evidenced by the plant morphology. The compact nature and sturdy branching can be attributed to those indica-dominant genetics. Another area that the indica influence is evident is in the terpene profile, which includes sense of spicy hashish and earthiness. GSC contributes selected indica traits to Purple Cookie Kush feminized, but the sativa side of the genes also had an impact. Complex, fruity expressions are detectable in both the mouth and nose of this strain. Before harvesting, during the last few weeks of flowering, growers will notice pleasant scents with floral notes lingering in the garden area. Growth pattern of Purple Cookie Kush feminized. Purple Cookie Kush feminized seeds grow into a plant that represents in appearance both sativa and indica inheritance. Because this is a feminized strain, growers will not need to sex the plants at the early stages of flower, and can accurately anticipate yields, knowing that all plants will be flower producing. Purple Cookie Kush feminized has sturdy branches, similar to its GSC parent. The strong branches can support the weight of flower growth through harvest. The plant itself is stocky with a compact stature. This is attributed more to the Purple Kush influence. Due to the lower profile in many branches, defoliation is beneficial at various stages of growth. Indoor growers with a controlled climate report final heights in the 120-140 cm range. Purple Cookie Kush feminized finishes flowering in a quick 50 to 60 day window, which is a distinctly indica quality. Outdoor growers in temperate Mediterranean climates have seen plants reach over 160 centimeters with ideal weather. The bud formation of Purple Cookie Kush feminized is similar to the popular Kush structure. Flowers are dense and compact. The buds are a mixture of swollen, trichum-covered bracts with dark forest green foliage below. During the last weeks of flowering, the GSC influence adds purple hues to the vegetation. Purple Cookie Kush feminized is a solid-performing, easy-to-maintain plant with good yields. It is not difficult to achieve the optimal indoor climate, and yields of 425-475 grams per square meters are possible in these conditions. The ideal outdoor environment will have moderately warm weather and a small percentage of rain within the growing season. Growers in those regions have reported yields reaching 550 grams per plant, sometimes even more. Common plant training techniques are not crucial to the success of this robust, sturdy plant, but some growers looking to maximize yields will use them. Techniques that have been used with great success in canopy control include sog, scrog, supercropping, and lollipopping. Purple Cookie Kush feminized handles them all without skipping a beat. Effects: taste and smell of Purple Cookie Kush feminized. The effects of Purple Cookie Kush feminized usher in a more relaxed and easygoing day than most. It has the benefit of merging both indica and sativa attributes. Euphoric and uplifting effects are associated with sativa cultivars, and these effects are precisely how the Purple Cookie Kush feminized experience begins. Blissfully distracted from the fast-paced world, thoughts shift to creative endeavors and inspirational goals. As these feelings are front and center, a mild buzz begins radiating from the inner core. Soon, the indica-leaning effects are felt. Effects turn towards the loosening of tense muscles, the easing of minor aches, and an embracing full-body tone. The flavor profile of Purple Cookie Kush feminized is almost like a full-course meal. The pairing of flavors is unique and somehow works perfectly. The taste of fresh peeled grapes sits well with the coffee and caramel elements. The indica genetics once again show their dominance with undertones of earthiness and spicy sandalwood to complete the flavor profile. Purple Cookie Kush feminized has an unmistakably loud grape smell. This trait is not commonly seen in cannabis, but it is fully displayed with this strain. The remainder of the terpene profile is what many would consider the finer aromatic qualities of the GSC strain. Scents of spicy hashish float through the air, complementing the grape aroma. Whenever the jar is opened, background notes of earth and sandalwood add another enjoyable layer to the terpene profile. Sensi Purple Kush feminized will blow minds with its extremely swollen bracts and a thick layer of trichums that may have some growers asking if they have powdery mildew. The trichums are that thick because these are feminized seeds. Growers get a garden full of flower-producing plants. No wasted time growing and removing the males. Sensi Purple Kush feminized is the offspring of 3 indica-dominant varieties: Hindu Kush, Skunk Kush, and Maple Leaf Indica. Indica traits in the terpene profile of exotic wood and musk can be attributed to the Hindu Kush. Maple Leaf Indica is represented in the compact growth and thick leaf set. Some sativa influence from the Skunk Kush is detectable in the fruit flavors that take center stage in the flavor profile. Growth pattern of Sensi Purple Kush feminized. Sensi Purple Kush feminized seeds grow into a plant that reliably expresses the indica genes passed down from the parents. Flowering time spans 55 to 60 days until reaching its maximum cannabinoid potential and a bountiful harvest. Sturdy branches extend out from the main stem and create a compact appearance. Tight internodal spacing keeps branches close together, which can lead to excessive foliage. Sensi Purple Kush feminized will benefit from defoliation in the later growth stages. Feminized seeds are an advantage to growers with limited space. Every seed sown will grow to be a plant that produces buds. Indoor gardeners with ideal conditions can grow a plant which reaches 120 to 140 centimeters vertically. A finished height in excess of 160 centimeters can be anticipated for outdoor growers with the right conditions. Yields of Sensi Purple Kush feminized are impressively sized. With the right indoor environment, many growers can achieve yields of 450 to 500 grams per square meters. Outdoor growers in temperate continental regions can experience yields of 550 grams per plant and above. The flowers of Sensi Purple Kush feminized are chunky and dense. Extremely swollen bracts catch the eye as the numerous trichome heads come into focus. The plant material below the substantial covering of resin glands is a captivating combination of vibrant green and shades of purple from an autumn sunset. Sensi Purple Kush feminized performs well under a variety of training techniques. SOG, scrog, supercropping, and lollipopping can individually or in combination help growers get the best results possible. Effects, taste, and smell of Sensi Purple Kush feminized. Sensi Purple Kush feminized expresses the full body, indica dominant effects that people enjoyed about the parental stocks. It pleasantly blends the physically relaxing body buzz with impressive relief for tight muscles. Tension melts from the body as the mind enters a state of ease. This is an excellent strain for growers who like to sit back and contemplate. While Sensi Purple Kush feminized produces flowers in the garden area, it can emit a detectable odor of pungent floral notes. Throughout the drying and curing process, the terpene profile matures into many layers. Pungently sweet and earthy aromas are the first to greet the nose. Distinctive undertones of sandalwood and musk follow. The small slice of sativa inheritance makes its presence known in the flavor. Sitting at the forefront of the tongue are sharp, almost bitter notes of fresh grapefruit, and the sweet taste of wild berries. However, the indica site interjects deep musky and earthy undertones that linger on the tastibids. Whether growers are an indica or a sativa fan, the flavor profile of Sensi Purple Kush feminized has variety to please them all. Sticky Orange XXL automatic seeds are already feminized, so growers will not need to worry about sexing the plants. Put 3 seeds in the soil and get 3 female plants that will automatically initiate flowering when ready. There is no need for the grower to know when to change the light schedules, which is an excellent choice of strains for new growers or casual hobbyists. The attraction for experienced growers and connoisseurs is the best of both worlds profile. The terpenes and flavonoids merge indica and sativa influences to create a unique and desirable new experience. Growers will be pleasantly surprised by the ease with which Sticky Orange XXL automatic grows indoors and outdoors in temperate continental climates. The genetic lineage is a 4-way cross of California indica, Shiva skunk, Gorilla Glue, and Maple Leaf Indica. The compact stature, short flowering time, and large colas are representative of its indica-dominant heritage. Flavor is where the sativa influences lend their genetic fingerprint. Flowers produced by Sticky Orange XXL automatic seeds are exactly as the name implies. Gardeners' fingers will become sticky on contact from a dense layer of trichomes. The orange stigmas of the plant are plentiful and blanket the biomass below. Growth patterns of Sticky Orange XXL automatic. Sticky Orange XXL automatic seeds are 80% indica, 20% sativa. The indica dominance is on display in the plant's morphology. This plant grows in a compact structure with tight internodal spacing and heavy foliage. Light defoliation will open bud sites and reduce microclimates within the canopy. Branches on Sticky Orange XXL automatic grow thick and sturdy. This is an ideal structure to support the weight of the heavy buds later in flowering. As the plant grows, leaves keep a dark green color. As the plant finishes the flowering stage, growers can anticipate seeing lovely shades of purple within the foliage. An advantage of automatic seeds is that growers do not need to change the photoperiod to trigger the plant's hormones to produce flowers. Sticky Orange XXL automatic simply knows when to start the flowering stage, regardless of light schedule, and begins the process by itself. Flowering time is a quick 45 to 50 days, which allows for more harvests per year. Indoor growers can expect vertical growth of 70 to 100 centimeters, and outdoor gardeners should see heights of 100+ centimeters. Yields of sticky orange XXL automatic grown in ideal conditions can be 450-500 grams per square meters for indoor grow spaces. Outdoors, yields have been 350 grams or higher per square meters. Outdoors, sticky orange XXL automatic seeds perform best in temperate continental climates. Bud formation is best described as chunky and dense. Flowers of sticky orange XXL automatic quickly grow together to form large colas on the tip of each branch. The bright orange stigmas protruding outward give the buds an almost completely orange appearance from a few meters away. Enlarged bracts are littered with thousands of trichomes, which act like a sticky trap for your fingers. Gloves are recommended when handling the flowers of sticky orange XXL automatic. This sticky but greasy layer gives the buds a fantastically frosty appearance. Sticky orange XXL automatic does not require any special training. The branches are sturdy, making a scrog net unnecessary. Other techniques like SOG, super cropping, or LST were not needed to assist in cultivating larger yields of this plant. Effects, taste, and smell of sticky orange XXL automatic. The indica dominance of sticky orange XXL automatic can be felt in the effects. The effects are immediate, but the onset is gradual. Initially, a sense of calmness greets unhealthy tension and slowly washes it away. As this sense of comfort kicks in, tightness in the body and muscles begin to ease. Soon, a general well-being fills the spirit and remains there for a longer than average duration. Throughout the cultivation cycle, sticky orange XXL automatic emits a slightly pungent floral scent complemented by an unidentifiable sweet aroma. The smell is not overwhelming in the grow space, but it is something to be aware of if privacy is a concern. The finished flower displays a more mature fragrance, with sweet and earthy notes, among hints of warm spices and hashish. The small slice of sativa influence comes across in the flavor department. An eye-opening essence of freshly peeled lemon zest is front and center on the palate. Not too far behind is an earthy quality that helps balance the overall flavor. Sticky orange XXL automatic also puts forward traces of spice, hashish, and chocolate as part of the complete flavor profile. Sweet cherry Kush feminized is unlike any other cannabis genetics out there. The genetic contributors aligned with the stars to create an incredible new strain with unforgettable profiles. This is a jar that gets reached for above anything else. The range of flavors and aromas will surely be a hit at any social gathering. The lineage of sweet cherry Kush feminized is full of popular genetics. It all started with a Durban and a Hindu Kush being crossed. The resulting offspring was then crossed to an Og Kush, which was also crossed with another plant that consisted of diesel, haze, and Hindu Kush. This hybrid plant looks most like the Og Kush in stature. Connections to the sativa-leaning diesel are easy to discern in the terpene profile, while the Durban and haze impart their genetics, in both the flavor and effects. Traits of the indica lineage from the Hindu Kush and Og Kush are most noticeable in the morphology and the soothing body stone that rounds out the total effects. Growth pattern of sweet cherry Kush feminized. Sweet cherry Kush feminized seeds grow into cannabis plants representative of their 60% indica lineage. Lush green foliage covers the stocky frame, which reaches a medium stature by harvest time. Compact internodal spacing and sturdy branches produce numerous heavy buds stacked onto this bushy plant. Defoliation will help avoid damp air pockets around the buds and within the canopy. Sweet cherry Kush is a feminized strain. Growers with limited time and space will appreciate the ability to reliably know all of the seeds will be flower producing when grown. Flowering times of sweet cherry Kush feminized are closely related to the flowering time of its indica descendants. The typical duration of flower is 55 to 60 days before being ready to harvest. All indoor growers and outdoor growers in sunny, Mediterranean climates will be able to successfully grow sweet cherry Kush feminized. In the right conditions, this plant can reach 120 to 140 centimeters indoors, and an astounding 180 centimeters or more outdoors. The yields are large under optimal conditions for sweet cherry Kush feminized. Indoor growers have registered 500 to 550 grams per square meters indoors, while outdoor growers see an excess of 600 grams per plant. This plant is suitable for SOG, SCROG, supercropping, and lollipopping plant training techniques to maximize yields. Bud formation on the sweet cherry Kush feminized consists of chunky flowers with densely packed bracts. The buds form thicker colas, unlike the loose and airy haze genetics in the lineage. Flowers are very ricinous, and the plethora of shimmering trichum heads seem to dance in the light. Buds are mainly dark green with accents of purple hues in the later stages of flowering. Effects, taste, and smell of sweet cherry Kush feminized. Effects from sweet cherry Kush feminized take hold in an instant. Happiness envelopes the mind as the uplifting, cerebral effects shift the vibration of the day. Inspirational for creative types. This strain may be the muse growers are looking for. Along with all of the blissful effects for the mind, the body is not neglected. As the initial onset of sweet cherry Kush feminized wanes, a soothing, weightless body stone encompasses the physical being. The flavors of sweet cherry Kush feminized are a concoction of items rarely found in cannabis flowers. Complex and conflicting tastes merge into one, while still remaining identifiable. It is the fresh-picked cherries flavor that is the first to stand out. A light pine flavor and sandalwood temper the cherry's tartness. Lingering behind all of this are the refreshing notes of citrus and mint. It is an odd combination that creates a masterpiece for the mouth. Sweet cherry Kush feminized also has a multi-layered terpene profile. As the nose passes over a jar of cured flower, sweet and earthy aromas are the first to hit the senses. Very close behind them is an overpowering diesel scent that nearly burns the nose. As the burn is retreating, right there to fill the void is a heavenly scent of fresh-picked cherries. The combination of diesel and cherries is captivating. Tangerine sugar feminized flowers are a refreshing and citrusy blast to the flavor palette. Just as the name implies, sweet tangerine notes are instantly recognizable amongst the other flavors. The effects are long-lasting and center around a feeling of cheerfulness. A thin plant with a medium finished height. The yields are surprisingly large when grown in the right conditions. Tangerine sugar feminized seeds are 70% sativa 30% indica genetics. This strain is a combination of a California indica cross to the progeny of a skunk number 1 and Sensi skunk cross. The sativa influence comes from the latter two, and is apparent in the bud structure, fruity flavors, cerebral effects, and leaf morphology. The California indica influence expresses in the medium height, and by reducing the average flowering time for a sativa-dominant strain. Growth pattern of tangerine sugar feminized. Tangerine sugar feminized seeds definitely grow into sativa-dominant looking plants. Because this is a feminized seed, the resulting seedlings will all turn out to be female plants, which are the desirable, flower-producing type. Overall, this is a slender plant with lateral branches, expending energy to reach upward, more so than outward. The nodal spacing is more open than tight indica-leaning plants, but the large and slender fan leaves fill in the gaps. One area that the indica genetics make an impact is on the flowering time. Tangerine sugar feminized has a flowering duration of 63 to 70 days. Which is considerably less than the average sativa cultivar. Another area the indica genetics help tame the sativa dominance is in the finished height. In optimal conditions, indoor growers should see heights of 120 to 140 centimeters. Outdoor growers in a good season can see plants stretching in excess of 180 centimeters. Yields of tangerine sugar feminized can be impressive. Indoor gardeners who can maintain the right environment can anticipate bountiful yields of 500 to 550 grams per square meters. Outdoor growers with ideal weather can see anywhere from 600 grams or more per plant. The buds are small to medium-sized but extremely dense, which is where they get their weight. Dark orange stigmas lay over a layer of milky white trichomes covering the surface. If grown outdoors, tangerine sugar feminized seeds do best in sunny and warm climates common to Mediterranean regions. Indoors, it does well under many light spectrums, including CMH, HPS, and LED. Due to the slender nature of the lateral branches, common training techniques to support or strengthen the plant are encouraged. SOG, SCROG, supercropping, and lollipopping are all great techniques to achieve better yields. Effect, taste, and smell of tangerine sugar feminized. Tangerine sugar feminized offers an experience that begins immediately. Cheerful, creative, and happy are all words commonly used to describe the effects of this strain. It is a long-lasting cerebral high that can also help with concentration. While focusing on the positive side of life, the indica genetics slide in to offer a calming effect that sets the body at ease. A blissful relaxation takes hold from head to toe. The flavor profile of tangerine sugar feminized is enough to make the mouth water. A refreshing essence of freshly peeled tangerines sits above the mouth-puckering grapefruit and pineapple notes. Complementing this tangy mix of tropical fruits is a hint of lime mojito sprinkled in to complete this fruit cocktail of exotic tastes. The flavor remains from beginning to end, and that is an excellent reason for growers to try their hand at cultivating this strain. Tangerine sugar feminized has a diverse terpene profile, which touches on many categories. It's fruity like many sativas, but also has predominantly indica aromas, which are earthy. The first impression is that of a sweet but skunky scent that pairs well with the earthiness that radiates from the dried and cured buds. In addition to the dominant smells, tangerine sugar feminized has undertones of lemon zest and diesel. During the flowering stage, a slightly floral odor is present during the final few weeks. Tezla feminized has an exquisite terpene profile that ranges from pungent to sweet. It has notes of exotic wood, candy, and coffee. Growers will spend many minutes admiring this flower's full and complementary nose. The numerous lateral branches produce a large number of bud sites that become filled with colorful, trichum-crusted conical-shaped buds. Tezla feminized uses the award-winning hash plant, Shiva skunk, and SFE to create this indica-dominant strain. Indoor growers enjoy this plant's low profile, which is influenced by hash plant's genetics, and is the likely contributor. The SFV influence can be recognized in the bud structure of Tezla feminized. The Shiva skunk makes herself visible in the vigor with which this plant grows. Growth pattern of Tezla feminized. Tezla feminized seeds produce a plant with both indica and sativa expressions in the plant morphology. Features like the short stature and the closely spaced internodes express a compact morphology typical to indica plants. However, the solid vigor and growth of lateral branches are more indicative of sativa genetics. Although it is a hybrid of indica and sativa genetics, these seeds are feminized, and all plants will be female. The flowering time of Tezla feminized is indicative of an indica-dominant hybrid with a flowering duration of 55 to 60 days. Growers that meet the primary conditions for cannabis growth can see indoor plants reach 80 to 120 centimeters by harvest time. If the height between the ceiling, the light, and the canopy is limited, this can be an ideal indoor plant for the garden. Outdoors, plants that reach above 100 centimeters can be anticipated with a good season. Tezla feminized has a bud structure similar to the SFV. The flowers of this strain are small but plentiful. The leaf color remains a dark green until the last few weeks of flowering, when purple highlights start decorating the foliage. The eye-catching buds are conical and have a very dense structure. Indoor growers with controlled environments have seen yields of 425 to 475 grams per square meters. Outdoors, Tezla feminized grows best in sunny, Mediterranean climates. Growers with warm nights and sparse rain can see yields go above 550 grams per plant. This plant is short and compact, but standard training techniques can still be applied in an effort to maximize yield or prolong the vegetative cycle. Sog, scrog, supercropping, and lollipopping are all effective techniques that this plant can tolerate. Effects, taste and smell of Tezla feminized. Tezla feminized combines desirable effects from its mixed lineage. A change in perspective is noticed immediately, as the effects start by stimulating the mind, putting thoughts on an uplifting, sativa trajectory. The euphoric, cerebral effects act as a distraction, because, before long, the soothing effects of the indica lineage have engulfed the body. Eventually, the cerebral effects fade into a comfortable contentment that matches the long-lasting body high. The smells in the grow room when Tezla feminized is actively growing have a mild floral scent, with accents of fruity and herbal aromas. The mature terpene profile, however, is a party for the nose. Front and center in the terpene profile are pungent earthy notes that demand attention. Sitting right next to that is a thick, odoriferous layer of fresh-cut pine wood and sweet berry aromas. The background scents of this strain set it apart. Exotic sandalwood, spice, creamy caramel, and coffee all can be detected from the cured Tezla feminized flowers. Tezla feminized has a slightly less complex flavor profile, but the flavors are distinct and a perfect combination for the palate. The experience begins with a sweet, zesty citrus taste, which points to the skunk number 1 far back in the parental lineage. This fresh flavor is tempered by deep, earthy notes, creating a unique combination for the taste buds. On the back end, there is a detectable essence of pine and kush undertones.